Alrighty guys, we're back for some Azorius Tempo, and this is a Wilds of Eldraine standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do got that Discord link as well as that relatively new Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? A whole bunch of new cards to go over. We'll start with Sleep-Cursed Faerie. It's a 1 mana, 3/3, flying, ward 2. So what's the downside, right? Well, it ETBs tapped and with 3 stun counters on it. So a stun counter is if a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove 1 from it instead. It also has that bottom ability though for 1 in a blue, untap Sleep-Cursed Faerie. So in a tempo style build, you can do something like keep another flash creature open or keep a counterspell open. And if you don't end up doing any of those other things, you can at the very least take a stun counter off of this. Seems pretty powerful, dude. We've been seeing this floating around in Dimir fairies, and yeah, it seems solid. Speaking of fairies, we got Spell Stutter in here as well, so it's a 2 mana instant speed counter target spell unless its controller pays 2, plus an additional 1 for each fairy you control. Yeah, dude, scary looking counter spell, huh? More new cards. Quick Study is a 3 mana instant speed, draw 2 cards. Very simple. Look at how cool that artwork is. It's got that like classic feel, you know what I mean? Okay, Werefox Bodyguard is a 3 mana 2/2, rock and flash. When it ETBs, exile up to 1 other target non-fox creature until Werefox Bodyguard leaves the battlefield. Also has this bottom ability. I don't know how often this actually comes into play, but it's on the card. So for 1 and a white, sacrifice Werefox Bodyguard. You gain 2 life. Okay. I guess when it comes down to it, if you have that open mana and like the opponent is about to drop a go for the throat or something on this, then at the very least you could gain 2 life and sacrifice it instead, right? So more new cards. Twinning Twins is a 4 mana 4/4 flying vigilance with ward 1. Okay, oh my. It's also a fairy. That's noteworthy because of our spell stutter, right? Has an adventure. Swift Spiral. For 1 and a white, it's instant speed. Exile target non-token creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, I'm interested to see how often that adventure spell actually comes into play. It can kind of sort of act as protection for our creatures. We could do things like maybe if Werefox Bodyguard hit a weaker creature earlier on, or maybe we took out a token with Werefox Bodyguard, maybe we could blink it with that Swift Spiral and grab something else, right? So yeah, I'm interested. There's only 2 for a reason though. Like there's not too much in here that we would want to blink, and so it's kind of sort of situational, right? But I do have all 4 Threadbind Cliques. This is a 4 mana 3/3 flyer. Okay, it's a fairy. Has that adventure side though. Rip the Seams is a 2 and a white instant speed, destroy target tapped creature. Beautiful, dude. So we probably want to use that as a removal spell first before actually playing it out as a 4-drop. So yeah, just another card. I'm super interested to see if it's going to do a thing in here, huh? Okay, the final new card of the deck, Horned Loch-Whale, is a 6 mana 6/6. It's a whale. It's flash and ward 2. Nice. Horned Loch-Whale enters the battlefield tapped unless it's your turn. So if you do flash this down, it's going to come in tapped, unfortunately. But it's still cool that it has the flash on there regardless, right? Now it does have an adventure side. Lagoon Breach is a 1 and a blue instant speed. The owner of target attacking creature you don't control puts it on the bottom or the top or bottom of their library. So they can either put it on top, draw that creature again, or just slam it on the bottom and we never see it again, right? So pretty cool ability there, man. I like it. And again, yeah, we probably activate that at the 2 mana cost before ever playing that out as the 6-drop, right? Who knows how often we actually get to 6 in a deck like this because we only have 23 total land and we are heavily leaning towards all the dual land here with all the wastes, all the beaches, and all the coasts as well as a couple tranquil coves too. And the main reason I have so many dual lands is, of course, the double white in Werefox Bodyguard. Meanwhile, we need a lot of blue sources open at all times too. Speaking of which, yeah, heavily leaning towards blue. We got Soaring City and a Seat of the Empire as well because utility lands are important. Yeah, the deck is heavily leaning towards blue, realistically just splashing white, but I don't know if we want to call it a splash when there is the double white in the Werefox Bodyguard, but yeah, we're kind of sort of splashing it still, so. And then, of course, the adventure spells that have the white cost in it as well. Not too many honorable mentions today, guys, because blue is not my strong suit by any means. But I thought about Talion's Messenger. I think that's how we would pronounce that. It's a 3-mana 1/3 with flying. It's another fairy, so that fits the very small fairy theme going on in here. Whenever you attack with one or more fairies, draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a card this way, put a +1/+1 counter on a fairy you control. Okay, yeah, just something I thought about, right? So what else do we got packed in here then that's not a new card? Well, we got all 4 Fading Hopes. Beautiful, beautiful tempo spell, right? More counter spells, gross, couple make disappears. Having 6 of these style of abilities is definitely going to be enough counter spells for my liking. It's, it's 6 too many, but, it's probably going to be necessary. So I have Faerie Mastermind in here fitting with that fairy theme as well. We have Malevolent Hermit. This is one that I guess we don't get to see too often, so I should go over it. It's a 2-mana 2/1. It's a human wizard. So you can pay a blue, sacrifice Malevolent Hermit, counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. That's actually really good, dude. It has a disturb here for 2 and a blue. You can bring this back as the Benevolent Geist, which is a 2/2 flying creature, which is nice. Non-creature spells you control can't be countered. Okay. And if Benevolent Geist would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead, of course, right? Because that's the usual disturb text on there. Anything else that I forgot to go over here, guys? Yes, actually, Meeting of Minds is a 4-mana instant speed, draw 2 cards, but it has Convoke, so our creatures can help us cast it. In a deck like this, we actually will have creatures on the board. I just really couldn't decide if this was going to actually be better than, like, Quick Study. So we have a couple of the Quick Studies because I think Quick Study is going to be better in here because there's not going to be too many moments where we actually want to use the Convoke. And then cards like Sleep-Cursed Faerie is tapped for a lot of the early turns too. So yeah, I'm interested to see which one we're going to enjoy more. I'm pretty sure we're going to enjoy the Quick Study more in this deck in particular, though. Okay, guys, I think that's everything. Relatively simple tempo deck that could probably really slam damage through in the air. So that's why we're allowed playing it on the channel, right? Tempo is that balance between aggro and control. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun one. Let's go ahead. Enough rambling, right? Take it into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. But in the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I'm actually expecting a lot, dude. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be, but the last few times I played Tempo, it was just absolutely disgusting, man. Like, I feel like Tempo's in a really good spot, but, well, we'll see. Okay, yeah, yes, right? Yes. We keep this. Opponent goes first, unfortunately. This hand could be a little slow, but I also don't think this is a mulligan hand by any means. Based on the swamp, I'm not going to keep the Fading Hope open. We're just going to get the Cove down tapped, get the ball rolling there. Make sure we prioritize getting the Coast down next turn. Okay, Coast is down, passes back. Spell Stutter is open. Okay, playing around the counter spells. Totally fine. Because we have Fading Hope, right? If they spend any of that mana, I guess... Yeah, we don't Fading Hope this turn, right? Right? I think so. I think we hold that for now. Deserted Beach. Okie dokies. So we have Werefox Bodyguard available now. Threadbind Clique available. Everything available, dude. So pass it right back. I'll never get used to playing on the opponent's turn. I really won't. Okay, yep, they're gonna invest in that sleeper a little bit. 4th mana. Going for the swing, and we're gonna take it, and they might be playing around. We want to make sure we can counter Sheoldred if that's what's gonna come down for the turn. Okay. So at that point, it's probably just going to be destroy target tapped creature, right? I don't think it's Werefox Bodyguard, even though we're trying to do the tempo thing and we could potentially swing with the Bodyguard. 4 open swamps over there is excessive, and is probably go for the throats and stuff like that. Okay, we have Quick Study open. We could play the Threadbind Clique, but I don't think so. Playing this a lot slower than I would usually like. Alright, we're gonna go Quick Study, draw 2. Fading Hope, okay. Meeting of Minds. Play that down. At some point, one of us has to start playing something, right? So, okay, end turn. Couple Fading Hopes open. Yeah, they want to play around the Spell Stutter, I suppose. So there's the 6th, and then it could be a nothing, apparently. Okay, I guess we're gonna draw 2. Sure, keeping our hand nice and stocked is important. Alright, I'll get the wastes down here. And now we can play Threadbind Clique and have 2 mana open for our Spell Stutter, which is pretty good, dude. Pretty solid, man. Go for the throw. Okay, you can have that. I don't want to Fading Hope our own card here. Oh, crap. Crap, we drew too much, man. Alright, I'll ditch the island then. I don't think we need more on the board right now. I'm not used to having this many cards in hand. Right now, it's really not doing the tempo thing. Like, we're kind of in a control state, I would say. Make them pay 2? No. Just bounce it back with a Fading Hope. Right? We could consider the Werefox Bodyguard next turn, and then have the Twinning Twins available as kind of sort of protection for it. I think it's Fading Hope, though. That slows them down pretty good. We don't get the Scry, though. Yeah, playing around these counterspells definitely worked out for the opponent for now. Opponent, are you there, buddy? Uh-oh. I keep bringing this up, but the game froze for me a couple times a few days ago. It hasn't frozen since, luckily, but I feel like my opponents are freezing sometimes. You guys will have to let me know if you've been running into any issues. Oh, no. There they are. Okay. Okay. We'll do the tempo thing and bounce the Shieldred for the turn, especially before we start taking damage from it, too. It's too bad we don't get the Scry, but that's totally fine. Ooh, Horned Loch-Whale. That's pretty good. Okay, we have 7 cards in hand. I wonder if we just play that out as a creature instead, though, too. I don't know. Probably not. Although the ward, too, could really come in handy. But the opponent has 7 mana on the board, so I think they'll get around the ward pretty easily. Okay, Shieldred. They still have 4 mana available here, guys. So we're going to go for the Werefox Bodyguard play, I would say. Uh-huh. Werefox Bodyguard. Now we're doing the tempo thing. We got a creature. Let's go. Okay. No go for the throat. They're going to wait until it's grabbed. Cut down. I guess now's the time to do the Swift Spiral over anything else here, right? Maybe they'll double down on removal. We got Fading Hope bring back the Werefox Bodyguard to hand. I don't know if I would mind that necessarily, although the Swift Spiral would fizzle out, right? Then we wouldn't have the Twinning Twins to play. And if it was like another go for the throat, that maybe like a Spell Pierce should have been in the honorable mentions, right? We have an island open and a Spell Pierce would be disgusting if it was like another go for the throat or something, you know what I mean? So the opponent is thinking, is it worth going for the double removal. They got the go for the throat. Now, is it worth it for us to send Werefox back to hand? I mean, either way, it's going to be fizzling out, right? So, yes, I guess protection. They get Shieldred. Scry. That's not terrible, but I also don't think we need that right now. Okay, wow. Now we can flash this down before we draw so we don't take any damage. What a wild turn, dude. What on earth? Horned Loch-Whale. Okay, sure. No attacking creatures from the opponent, but they have 2 cards. 8 mana. Oh my goodness, opponent. So sorry, buddy. Looks like you were flooding a little bit. Invasion. Oh no, this again. Could have them pay some, but I guess not. I think Werefox Bodyguard is just actually out of here this time. So we're gonna activate this ability. Gain 2. Okay, Invasion of Innistrad isn't one we see too often. Cool addition. Alright, so we'll draw. Down to 19. Werefox Bodyguard. Oh my goodness, dude. That's so funny. Alright, we're not gonna go that route. You know what I'm gonna do instead? We're just gonna, like... Maybe we flash this down, let them attack. Maybe we wait. Okay, we wait. See where they end up attacking. This is going a lot slower than I was originally expecting, and maybe it's just the matchup, but it's a little bit funny being on the other end of like a build like this. Okay, we'll see where they end up swinging. And then Horned Loch-Whale, they probably put Shieldred right back on top of the deck because it's just like not a bad draw at all. We could also just send this out as a creature instead, take a little bit of damage here. It comes out tapped, and then we can start swinging with it. It is a 6/6. Maybe we can outpace them a little bit. Can always play the second one too. Oh, no swings. They decide keeping Shieldred on the board. They decide playing around certain things here. They know that we have the Threadbind Clique, so... Alright. Hopefully it's not more spot removal. Alright, now we'll take care of the Shieldred. Yeah, it's too bad that all these counter spells aren't doing anything, huh? Because they just have way too much mana. Come on, tempo, do the tempo thing. Let's keep some creatures on this board. We do have the casualty 1 on the make disappear if we really have to. So if it is something super expensive, I doubt it though, since they have 8 mana. So if it's like another Invasion of Innistrad, for example, they'll have the 4. And then they'll have another 4 for the make disappear. Unless they target the Horned Loch-Whale, but we wouldn't want to casualty our Werefox Bodyguard away, so yeah, no. It really depends, dude. This Horned Loch-Whale looks insane to me. Also, dude, the artwork, man. Holy cow, did they nail this set. Soul Transfer. Turn creature. Okay. So, yes. I don't know, like, when the best time to actually play these would be, but it would be if they run out of mana, right? Okay, Liliana, that's a problem, isn't it? So if we're gonna sacrifice anything, they go -2. At that point, we wouldn't want to get rid of Bodyguard. So we will casualty the whale, which seems to be fine since that's what we would sacrifice to the Liliana anyways, right? Right? Question mark? Yes, I believe so. And then we still have 2 open. If they try to play the sleeper this turn, we have Spell Stutter, which will hit it. And they might even keep it back just for the sake. Yep, there we go. Spell Stutter. This is gross, dude. Oh man, Fading Hope's great. Get that swing. Keep everything open. This is working out nicely, dude. Those draws earlier were really good, huh? That's pretty good from the opponent. Ooh, Spell Stutter that, though. For sure. We don't want the wait a minute. What have I done here? Now we can't play the whale. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna go Fading Hope yet. I'm gonna hold back, no swings for the turn, and then see about using the Horned Whale's ability next turn over the Fading Hope. Man, the opponent has had absolute fire. Another evolved sleeper. That's pretty good. I wonder if they even swing. They might keep the Obliterator back as a blocker, which could be bad news. How do we get around the Obliterator without our flyers, huh? We kind of lost all of our flyers, man. The double piece of removal when we were trying to use the Twinning Twins adventure side was really good for the opponent there. Not having that 4/4 flying in the air this whole time, right? Because at some point we would have played it out, I would say. Okay. Instead of keeping the Lagoon Breach open, they decide not to swing, so we are going to get this down as a creature. And maybe we'll just continue to do the tempo thing. Maybe we'll Fading Hope. And we have enough mana to just consider that on our turn instead. Yeah, the Obliterator's a problem, for sure. A really good double block, we'd sacrifice everything, right? So, Island isn't the greatest. We could, at the very least, see they could give Death Touch there too. Alright, I'm going to keep the Island in hand just for the sake of we don't need it on the board by any means, right? And if they find another Liliana, they'd go -2 probably, but I still want a little bit of a buffer in my hand. Alright guys, we need to find some of our flying creatures, man. We got a ton of them packed in here. Or another answer for the Obliterator. Which would have originally been Horned Loch-Whale, but just for the turn, they probably would have put that right on top, right? Spend some mana on Sleeper. Yeah, the problem is getting Sleeper with Death Touch means if we bounce the Obliterator, swing with the Whale, then they would still just Death Touch the Horned Loch-Whale away too, so... What a first game, dude. What on earth? We're both kind of locked down here. Any of our draw spells would be good, but we don't have too many of those in here, so... And we already played a lot of them, didn't we? Hut down. Oh no, you know what? Worth it. Hitting either of those doesn't seem that great anyways, and maybe we can just take the Obliterator. Oh, Sleep-Cursed Faerie. Okay, that's a flyer. You know what? I'm keeping that on top. Yeah, I think that's totally fine. See if they end up attacking here. They are going to swing at that invasion. And we will take the Obliterator with the Werefox Bodyguard then, I guess. And then just we're going to start taking damage from Shieldred, but yeah, since they have 2 creatures with Death Touch out there, yeah, we're in desperate need of flyers, so... We'll see if Sleep-Cursed Faerie can actually do a thing. Get that down. See if we would have seen that earlier, too. And the wards, too, would have worked so well against Mono Black as well. I guess I could activate these abilities on the opponent's turn, huh? 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm wondering if I should keep this in hand and make them think it's something for 3 mana. Because now it might actually be detrimental. If they block there, it's not terrible. Alright. No, I'm going to keep a blocker. I apologize, opponent, for taking longer on my turns here. I think keeping a blocker, making sure that we can at least trade when they try to take care of the invasion. Uh-oh, Sleeper's going to start piling cards into their hand here, too. And the combo with Shieldred is pretty gross, to say the least, huh? Okay, guys, it's starting to lean towards the opponent pretty heavily here. I don't think the Sleep-Cursed Faerie can keep up with this little simple combo. Oh, Gix's command! Oh no! Oh crap, I wasn't paying attention to what they were actually hitting there. Oh no, oh no, I should have activated that and gained 2. And then they had to sacrifice the highest power creature as well. Dude, opponent, GG. The way they pulled back into this game was wild. I was feeling pretty good there for a little while, but yeah. Not seeing any of our... so the stun counter's off, and either way they're going to be flipping the invasion. And either way, I probably wouldn't have wanted to block there anyways, right? I don't think. Yeah, dude, I was feeling pretty good there for a while, but Mono Black pulling back into this game. Oh man, Invasion of Innistrad. So I do wonder then if the Obliterator was even worth grabbing with the Werefox. Instead, maybe I should have grabbed the Sleeper to prevent that card draw, which seems a little wild to me. I wouldn't have even began to think about that, but now I will. Invasion of Innistrad. I wonder if this is a one of or if they got multiple of these. It is relatively decent, dude. Okay, get that draw. Aw, more land. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let the opponent go ahead and swing in next turn. I think they deserve that much for how miserable our deck was for the first half of this game, dude. we just kept them locked up for so long. I think they deserve the swing. So they got all the damage they need on the board. We can untap Sleep-Cursed Faerie and block, but even then, we're still going to be taking 2 from the Sheoldred draw as well. Also, they have 9 mana, so... Ah, there you go. Okay, yeah, that gets around the ward anyways. Didn't even need to spend extra mana. They don't know it's in hand, though. It's a full swing regardless of what's in our hand, I would say. Hey, GG opponent. Oh, buddy. Hey, in longer games like that, you guys will have to let me know if you enjoy them. I usually get the yes, I enjoy the longer games in the comments. So, but either way, let me know, right? Outside of that, make sure you always keep an eye on the chapters at the bottom of the video and timestamps in the description too. If it's just like drawing out too long, always feel free, skip ahead to the next one. I do like sticking them out, especially when it feels like we're going to win. Too bad Mono Black happens to be really good at pulling back ahead. I mean, hey, it did the mid-range thing, so should have expected it. I should have thought more about that Evolved Sleeper, huh? If we could have prevented some card draw, maybe, but then we ended up drawing a couple lands anyways, so I don't know if it would have mattered too much. I think there was a good chance of them pulling back ahead there. We go first. No white source, guys. You know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to give this a shot, dude. First of all, you guys know how much I love having a turn 1 play, so that's one of the reasons I'm keeping it. Outside of that, like, not, like, oh no. Well, as long as we don't see our third Werefox Bodyguard, right? Everything will be fine. Okay, Scoured Barrens from the opponent. Another tapped land, okay. So, we really should probably do the tempo thing. Cursed Faerie is almost ready to untap. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I know it was potentially a mulligan, but hey, who knows? Maybe our 2 fairies will be enough to get us there. Okay, no more cards that require white sources, please, right? For a couple turns at least. 3 mana open. Removal spells. Sleep-Cursed Faerie still not... Okay, that's worth countering. They won't get the other side. Oh, nice, okay. They won't get the life gain, they wouldn't get the other side. Elspeth Smite, oh man. Well, Sleep-Cursed Faerie coming down. This looks like Esper control at this rate, right? Oh, buddy. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done with this hand, man? Oh, there we go. One of the white sources that does open up the Rip the Seams at the very least, right? And we still have the Sleep-Cursed Faerie available. Now this is where like the Ward 2 is kind of insane, huh? Not a second Elspeth Smite? Nice, okay. That's good news at least. More land off the top would obviously be best case scenario for us, right? Union of the Third Path Control. Uh-oh, dude. Uh-oh. And they already have 5 mana? Sunfall would be nasty, but maybe they think we have a counter spell and maybe they want to wait it out a couple turns, right? Okay, get one of the stun counters off of this. Oh, make disappear. That is so good. Okay. Okay, now we can actually counter a Sunfall or like a Farewell. If it's a Depopulate, then they're just waiting for next turn. Play a land, and then they get to play around the make disappear that way. Depopulate, keep 2 open. A normal piece of removal we might allow, but I don't think so. They have 2 open here, so they don't have to pay the ward. Sheoldred's Edict has been floating around everywhere recently. Okay. I suppose we just sacrifice one of the, I don't see a way around that, even if with the casualty we'd obviously end up losing one anyways, so what's the point in that? We'd just be wasting a counterspell. There's the 6th mana. Okay. Come on, something else great off the top. Okay, Spell Stutter, okay. I'm not mad about more counterspells. Okay, Spell Stutter is if they pay 3 now, too, because we do have a fairy on the board still. Oh, I definitely could have mulliganed, but we gotta test the limits of the build, huh? Oh, that's probably worth the Spell Stutter. Because even if it's a board wipe, we only have 1 creature, and that lets them draw a little bit too much. Like, finding 2 cards that they desperately need to their hand, I feel like that was a worthwhile counter, right? And it had to be the Stutter because they still had 2 open. Depopulate, okay. Okay, so if it wasn't the counter for the Memory Deluge, then they still would have found a couple anyways, and then we would have countered the Depopulate once, but then they could have found more off of that regardless, so... this game is showcasing that 23 land might not be enough land, but at the same time, again, I know I could have mulliganed. I apologize for that, but we're not doing too bad. Like, we're actually playing stuff out. Passes back. Seachrome Coast. There's the land. It is unfortunately a tapped land, but at the very least, at least we have a Make Disappear open. Memory Deluge, Make Disappear that. We do not want them to see anything off the top, dude. Paying the 7 mana for that, too. Don't want them to find any cards. Wouldn't this be a wild victory if we could somehow pull this off? That'd be insane, dude. Wandering Emperor, yep, they do it on their turn while we only have the 1 mana. Malevolent Hermit, wow. Yeah, I feel like even though it was a really bad hand to keep, I feel like we're still drawing really well. Alright, Threadbind Clique. Nice, that last card in hand wasn't a counterspell or anything. Get some more fairies down. Opponents back up to 20. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Oh, man. Okay, White Sun's Twilight. Oh, that's gotta be the nail in the coffin, right? Just a couple turns swinging with these. Oh, yeah, dude. I don't know how we would possibly get around all that poison. We can pick one up with Werefox and get rid of another one with Fading Hope. That was a good draw. Yeah, I feel like we've been drawing really well. Doesn't have to be and then we can block one with Werefox too, so... Alright. It comes down to their top deck too, because they do end up finding like a counterspell then. Okay. Werefox Bodyguard. Take you out of the equation. Then we can block another one, right? Take another one out of the equation. We got to stop as much of this poison as possible. Oh, do we want this land on top, actually? I guess we do. That way we can do 2 things on the same turn. Dude, look at how good Werefox Bodyguard is. Taking 2 of those creatures out of the equation. It's not tapped right now, so yeah, we can successfully swing at that Wandering Emperor. So they do end up going for the minus, so they have the blocker there. Which we can go Werefox on our turn. Take the blocker out of the equation, hope that they have nothing in hand. Swing at that Wandering Emperor, right? Seems pretty good. And then Malevolent Hermit. Very nice, guys. Maybe we can pull this back, huh? These can't block. We do have to be careful, though, at 4 poison. 6 poison. The reason we block with Hermit is because they have 2 cards in hand anyways. So, also, we can cast it back as a flyer, which might come in handy. Play a land. Horned Loch-Whale. 6 poison on the board. Keep both of these open on the adventure side, probably. Getting that down doesn't seem terrible. Alright, now we gotta start doing the tempo thing, huh? And I think we'll just play this. It's a good blocker, and then we have the Horned Loch-Whale adventure available. Target attacking creature, right? We also have the Werefox Bodyguards available. This is insane, dude. This is actually really good, isn't it? Or like the way it's ending up playing out here, right? So we'll do the adventure, and we'll block with the Geist. They have 1 card in hand, guys, so that's a lot of land from the opponent. So it'd be a solid counterspell, because if that hits the grave, then we won't have that 6-drop when it comes time. That would be a very solid counter, I would say. I'm on the edge of my seat, opponent. Dissipate. Oh, but Benevolent Geist, non-creature spells. Oh, Benevolent Geist. Like I said, it's a card we don't get to see too often, man. So, yeah, swing for 6. If we pull this back, I'll tell you what, dude. I'm gonna keep that. We're gonna go Malevolent Hermit. All right. All right, guys. What's the top deck? It's a land. It's a land. Go, go, go. Keep swinging. We got the land for the Horned Loch-Whale now. We have the 1 mana on this. Do we have lethal on the board? We do not. I'm going to get lethal on the board, and if they see a board wipe off the top, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is if they see that board wipe. There it is! Let's go, dude! Oh my goodness. Could we ask for a better showcase of tempo? Did we get a little lucky? I don't know, maybe. I feel like the opponent had some great cards, but it looked like they flooded pretty well too. But at the same time, control decks obviously play with like a lot of lands. Sometimes they have like 27 lands, so... Oh man, that was great. Let's end on a high note, huh? I feel like we had 2 games that showcased the deck pretty well overall, I would say. I think that the deck could have showcased... Well, let's get to the deck first of all here. Azorius Tempo. Here's the deck list again, guys. So I feel like overall it could have done more of a tempo thing, right? I think it realistically could have gone a lot faster and have been a lot more aggressive. Just so happened that in those 2 games, we didn't really see the aggressive side of this. We saw a lot more of the control side of this, but the way we were able to just pull back into the lead, a lot of that comes down to Werefox Bodyguard just being a super value card, dude. The way we were successfully able to just eliminate those tokens, block beautifully, and then also start swinging in at the opponent's face there, that was insane, dude. I like the quick studies. I like the meeting of minds, but it comes down to what I talked about when we first went over the card. How often do we actually want to tap down our creatures? Probably not too often. So I could easily see dropping this, going up the 3rd quick study, and then also, yeah, like blue isn't my strong suit, so I guess if you have a draw spell of choice that you prefer, go for that instead of the quick study. Although I don't think the quick study is going to let you down by any means. It's very simple. It's also just a common, which is really nice, right? So Spell Stutter was terrific. I thought we were going to be able to keep fairies on the board a little bit more effectively. We do have how many fairies in here? We have 14 fairies in the list. Yeah, I mean, they all have decent targets on their backs because they are flyers, which means flying in every turn becomes super dangerous. Horned Loch-Whale, yeah, I like it. I like it. Dude, the Lagoon Breach was awesome. The 2 make disappear is fine. I don't think we need to go up any. Maybe we go up some more like counter spells that actually just counter instead of like having the opponent pay, because in those 2 matches, the opponents had so much mana anyways that these counter spells were a little bit risky, right? And I could see like dropping down to 3 Fading Hopes as well, and then maybe, yeah, go up one of those counter spells that actually just straight up counters, and maybe that would be like a Dissipate or something along those lines. I'm not 100% certain why certain decks play certain 3 mana counter spells over others. Like certain decks, like some of them play Dissipate, right? Where are my counter spells? Yeah, some of them play Urtai Scorn, so it costs 1 less, costs 1 blue less to cast if an opponent casts 2 or more spells this turn. So that could be obviously pretty good, I suppose. But then some of them play Dissipate for the sake of the exile, right? So I really don't know why some of them play other. Oh, you know what would be interesting in this deck in particular, because it is leaning towards tempo, though, Urza's Rebuff could be really cool. 3 mana, you get to choose one, either counter target spell or just tap up to 2 target creatures, which could be enough to take some blockers off the board state and start swinging in. You know what? In that mono black match, when they got the blockers down and we couldn't get our Horned Whale through, tapping those down, getting that swing in, and if we had a couple Urza's Rebuffs or something. Now I know that would have been asking for a lot, and we would have had to see a little bit less land that game too, but something to consider, right? So since it is, and then also we have ones like this too with the Proliferate, which we obviously don't want to put like more stun counters on any of our cards, so that's not the choice, I would say. But we also have this new one, Iced Out, too, right? So this is 3 mana with the bargain. Do we have much to bargain in here? No, we do not. We don't have anything to bargain, do we? Yeah. So never mind. Not the bargain one. Yeah, maybe the Urza's Rebuff is the one I would consider, dude. You never know, man. You never know. So what would I drop for a couple of these? I would drop a Fading Hope for one. And maybe... I'm not 100% certain how necessary the 2 Twinning Twins is. One of these could be fine. It did act as some decent protection for our creatures a few times, though. So maybe I do like the 2 of... Since it's a counterspell and I don't really like counterspells, we could do 2 Urza's Rebuffs, drop 1 Make Disappear, drop a Fading Hope. Or we could just trade out the Make Disappears for the 2 Urza's Rebuffs. And again, it could be your choice of counterspell, right? It could be the Urtai Scorn, it could be the Dissipate as well. Urtai Scorn obviously is terrific in decks that are just spamming cards onto the board, which is a lot of them anyways, so yeah. Okay. Guys, what would you add or take out? Let me know down in the comments. I had a blast. That last game, just that was such a feel-good game, dude, taking out control like that. I'll tell you what, man. Oh, the mana base was fine, right? I like all the dual land. I think all the dual land is necessary, and we kind of saw that in the last game where in our opener we only had a couple islands, but then a Werefox Bodyguard, and I was like, yeah, well, we can play out most of it, so we might as well try it. And then we drew another Werefox Bodyguard, and now we're sweating like, oh crap, are we going to get the 2 white in time before the opponent crushes us with an overwhelming force of a top-end control? Luckily, we did, so... Yeah, all the dual land, man. That's 14 dual land, huh? So, honestly, maybe we could even go up a 3rd Tranquil Cove and just ditch that Plains, too. That way we always have more blue sources when we need them, too. Especially if we're going up that Urtai Scorn or whatever, right? We'll need the double blue. Or whatever other counterspell we end up going up to, so... Either way, if you don't change anything, I think it's solid in and of itself, maybe, right? More testing required, I guess. We only played 2 games, but it felt pretty good, I would say. But either way, guys, hey, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.